Hi everyone, welcome to Diverse Minds Uganda. It's me, Jennifer. So happy that you're still following us and you're still watching our videos. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, share, and comment. Let us tell us how we're doing. Thank you. So today, again, I'm so excited to have a very wonderful guest today. I'm excited about the conversation coming, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I hope you will enjoy. Without taking most of your time, let me allow my guest to introduce herself to the audience.
Hi everyone, this is Fiona Amito, Jasper. Yeah, I'm a mommy to special and wonderful children. I'm a wife, and above all, I'm a Christian. I believe in God. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, what a beautiful introduction. So today, Fiona, I'm so excited to have you here. I just want to tell the audience how we got to know each other. I think we got to know each other through a group of mothers.
Yes.
There's a group of mothers raising autistic kids called champions.
Yeah, we call ourselves the champion
the
moms.
champion moms.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you can see, we really abazirwanako in Uganda basically. And in this group, we just share our pain, our happiness, our struggles, our little small milestones our kids, make.
Yeah,
That the other world don't understand. Yeah. Like imagine a kid just using being able to use a potty.
Yes.
That calls for celebration.
Exactly, and we don't take these milestones small. To us, they are big. A child uttering out "mommy" for the first time.
Yes,
it's very big.
Calls for a party.
Yeah, it's amazing. Children doing things that people consider normal.
Given, yeah.
Yeah, for us, it's a celebration.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. I'm so glad to have people like you to celebrate with, to share with, and I think for every mother out there or any parent for that reason who is struggling, I think it's best to find your tribe.
Yes.
Find the people that speak the same language as you, like we found each other. And I'm so glad you're also here to support us, Diverse Minds. I'm so glad you're jumping on board.
Yeah, like she said, subscribe, follow, share, and invite other parents to come on board because honestly, when I met the champion moms, they made me know it's not the end of the world to have an autistic child. And these children, they do things that we didn't think they could do.
Definitely.
Things that we thought maybe it is over for us, but these children can surprise you, and they're actually brilliant once you give them a platform and opportunity to express themselves. Yeah, so to me, I believe autism is not the end of the road.
Exactly.
To parents, the way people think, if a child gets diagnosed with autism, it's the end. Actually, we take different routes, but at the end of the day, I think we are heading to the same direction. Only that there are different roads to the same direction. These kids may need support. Yeah, more support as required to the other children, but they come around.
They'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Yes. Just tell me about you as a young lady getting married, getting pregnant, the expectations of being a mother. What were you thinking that time, the expectation of being a mother, and what did you know about autism or such disorders?
Actually, my child was the first experience. I didn't know about autism. I'd never heard about it. To me, being a young mother, this being my firstborn, I had a lot of plans for him. I had names sorted for him. We did shopping. Both me and his daddy were very excited. And we got him out of love. It's a baby that we got at a young age. Was so excited to have him. Yeah, we drew plans, but God had different plans.
Indeed.
Yeah, God took us in another direction. Yeah, it has been challenging, but I thank my husband wherever he is.
Oh, we thank him as well.
He has held my hands. He has supported. The days where I want to give up, And my husband has assured me our son is going to be okay. He has not given up on me and our child. So I thank him so much. Yeah. It was painful for us to see our 2-year-old not meeting the milestones like others, especially he had little cousins behind him who came and
that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, were doing things. And now, as a concerned mom, you're looking at the cousin and saying teddy bear, this one can't. Then before you know it, the tantrums set in. He started crying a lot. Yeah, but again, I'm also grateful. All the maids I had with him loved him so much.
Oh, that's really nice. Oh, you're so blessed to have a husband supportive, and then you get the form of support, like in form of workers being supportive.
Yeah.
Most workers can't tolerate that.
Yeah, but all the maids who come at my home actually love him so much. He's a very adorable boy. When he gets attached, he's attached. And he loves to be loved. He loves to be recognized.
Wow.
Yeah, when you tell him, you praise him, wow, good boy, well done, you will see he wants to please you more. So when the maids got that soft spot about him, he would really try to make these people praise him.
Oh, that's very nice. You're so lucky. Because, some of them are, that's what they said, all autistic people present in different ways.
Yeah.
Because some kids don't like hugs, they don't want any touch, they don't, they don't make friends or get close to people.
Oh,
so
mine
you're
is
so
very affectionate.
Blessed. Yeah.
He
and some
loves
can
to
be
be
very
loved.
extreme, yeah.
He loves to be
so
loved.
lucky,
some doctors tell me that it's very good because he has a younger sibling, and when he sees you showing the younger sibling affection, you see him getting jealous. So the doctors are like, you see that is a sense of common sense.
Yeah, common sense, and also that's like a social skill kind of.
Exactly.
He wants to relate to people and wants to.
Yeah, and he's a social boy. He's not a loner.
He's so blessed. Yeah, he's so lucky.
Only that his ways of socializing, of course, he doesn't talk, but I can't say it's non-verbal. He has all the words though. He doesn't construct a sentence, but he does parroting. Yeah, so
like he has what they call echoloria, I think.
Yes.
Like where they repeat words, but that's a good beginning because that's how it all starts. And then eventually they start stringing add the word on another one, maybe string a sentence, and that's how it develops. So that's I think that's a good beginning as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's really beautiful. Now I want to take you back, like. How you've already talked about like the things you started seeing and suspecting and comparing with other kids. So how did you get the diagnosis? Did in your heart, when you saw him not meeting the milestones, did you, like some of us Googled and say, why is my kid not doing this? Why is it? And then you're like, wow, this might be autism. And then all of a sudden you're shocked. Or did you take him for assessment and then they gave you a diagnosis?
Okay, actually my journey was, I think my child said over crying. That I started working when he turned 2 years. I breastfed him up to 2 because I was a stay-home mom. So my child, when I got a job, I realized the gap. First, when I got him off breastfeeding, his grandfather, the paternal grandfather, took him to the village. Oh. Yeah, so I was like, could that also have caused it? So they took him away. And I actually concentrated on my job interview, got the job. Then when he came back, our immediate neighbors, his friends, had shifted. Then, Mommy had gotten him off breastfeeding. Mommy had gotten a job. Yeah, so I'm like, could that be the trigger? So that's when I started noticing my baby changing. Then his sleeping patterns changed. The boy would actually wake up by midnight. Yeah, that's one of the red flags as well. And would want to play with me till morning. Remember being at work? I went to sleep. But there's somebody keeping me awake to bond with you. Okay, I took that lightly. But now when the crying set in and we shifted to a new neighborhood, I a neighbor actually reached out to me and told me, your baby overcries. I think I've been home and I noticed your boy crying and the maid has been carrying him. Then when I come back at night, the tantrums will continue. So I luckily have very understanding employers. I talked to my boss and I'm like, I want to take off 2 days so that I have a long weekend, 4 days, so that I get to know what is happening to my baby.
That was very nice.
It was granted. I took this boy to IH care. That's where I gave birth to. And the first doctor told me children cry. And I'm like, no, my child is crying. It's abnormal.
Too much.
She's like, our children cry now. I got frustrated.
Yeah, sometimes they dismiss you, but there's no one who knows your child better than
I think from there, I took him to St. Catherine. It's on
Buganda Road.
Buganda Road,
yeah.
By then it was that one next to Case Hospital or Case Clinic. That is when I got a doctor. I kept explaining, and this doctor was looking at me, and he would look at my baby. I had my parents next to me. They've never,
so lucky.
they accompanied me. I thank them so much, mommy and daddy.
Oh, bless them.
Yeah.
Bless them.
So the doctor, when I kept explaining, he's like, "What's the boy's name?" I was like, "He's so and so." The doctor turns to me and he's like, "Jeremiah." Called him out, Tyler. And my boy took like 5 minutes and
to turn.
Later on turned and looked at the doctor. He's like, this one was calling me. So the doctor is like, have you ever heard about autism? I'm like,
just like that?
Yes.
Wow.
The doctor is like, have you ever heard about autism? I'm like, yesterday a workmate mentioned autism to me.
Wow, that's how interesting. Yeah.
So that was the first time I heard about autism. It's like, yeah, your boy has autism. To me,
it was a disease.
I was happy. I was like, oh, finally.
You put
I know what is wrong with my child. So I'm like, doctor, medicine. The doctor told me, unfortunately, there is no medication for autism.
Oh, I can't just imagine.
I cried.
For you to, it just hit you like a bomb. Never thought about it?
No, I looked up at all the challenges I've been going through. My baby was crying, he was losing weight. I wasn't talking, his cousins were catching up. That broke my heart. Then the doctor told me there's no treatment, but there is therapy. Then there are some supplements. I was like, but don't worry. The more they grow, the symptoms improve. Some outgrow it, but we cannot guarantee. But to me, it really broke me. I looked at my handsome boy, my firstborn, and I'm like, you mean
this child is disabled?
Like the journey has ended for us here. Like all my plans of going on dates with you.
I know.
Movies.
Dressing them, different things.
Exactly.
You know, taking them to football to learn how to play football.
Yeah, then I googled about autism and I started seeing more videos and I got crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I isolated myself from friends. Basically, I really turned to God.
At least you turn to God, not alcohol, because most people just seek comfort in different ways, and you can't blame them. Sometimes you just want to switch off.
And basically, I come from a Christian background. My parents brought me up in a Christian, and I was a Sunday school teacher.
So God saw what was ahead.
But God, where did I go wrong? Like, what have I done? Like, I would still select my son, but why all this?
Why my beautiful?
These challenges, these shortcomings.
Where did I go wrong?
And I'm like, God, you're a parent. You've talked to Jesus. Why can't he talk to mine? Why can't he express himself to me? So, you know, depression.
The depression
it's setting.
But talking about that, you know, it's so shocking. Like in Africa, the way we are doing things is completely different. They, you know, like in UK, there's no way they're going to. Sometimes they can't break the news to you like that. They take you slowly, like step by step. Like me, I remember in schools, they would call you for a meeting and just, they know your child is already, it was obvious to people who have been, especially caregivers, like nursery teachers and what. But there's a way they do it. They just come and tell you and say, I think your child needs more support. I think they have some delayed issues, and they don't do it, like, no one will ever come to you and say it straight away. You cannot say that unless you're a professional. And then they have to do different assessments. Because I remember we tried to jump the assessments, and there was this doctor who almost gave us the answer, but then he realized and said, no, you haven't gone through this and that. Because they'll first get like a speech therapist, an occupational therapist, a child psychologist, and get a pediatrician to assess the kid, and then they'll combine the report and be sure. Because there are some conditions that can present like autism, but in the end, that's why you hear some people say, my child, they said was autistic, but he was cured. Maybe they got it wrong. So you have to agree. And in the meantime, they are giving your child some support. They're giving you like some therapies. In the meantime, they're also training you. They train you about behavior things. They train you about, so that slowly you are taking it in. And of course, trust me, every parent, you run to Google.
I really Googled. Don't Google your symptoms.
I'm telling you, you Googled all the worst things. If at least you take it in small doses.
Already Google bad things.
Yeah, and
Africans.
I feel for you, like you had to get the news like from nowhere. You had this child who was normal, and here you're seated with them. A kid with a condition that had no cure.
My world shattered. And I think that doctor told me to go to Mulago, the mental. In fact, he didn't even tell me the mental institution. He told, I think it was the neuro something.
I've had something.
No, it was me who went to Mulago and I saw Mulago mental, and I'm like, oh God, my kid is mad. And I'm like,
yes.
Oh my God, like I met other parents. I think with special needs children. I met a parent with a child with ADHD
in Mulago.
In Mulago. And she was actually telling me, why have you brought your child here? Your kid is okay. And because for her child was like all over the place. And she had actually brought the child for therapy. They offer therapy, I think.
That's very nice.
Under government, though people are not aware. But again, I don't know, me, that all condition there depressed me.
Yeah, I think.
Because they were all kinds of...
all mixed up.
Yeah, different
and
kinds
overwhelming and too many people.
Yeah, so like, and my child is not badly off. In fact, when you look at him, you'll not know he's autistic until you spend time with him.
Just like they say, hidden disability.
Yes. So I think they gave me a schedule to take him for therapy. I don't remember them telling me they were going to charge. I think it was under the government, Mulago. But now remember, I was a working mom. So they had given me some like days in between the week, and I just started working.
Oh my God. Yes, but how were you even able to sit down mentally and focus on your work?
My work was to get my child that needed helping, like immediately. Yes, so
you went into the fighting mode.
Yes, I got into the fighting mode. The depression was there, but again I was like, I have to help him. We have to get better. I know there is a way somewhere. So really good. I got into it. Whatever they could tell me could work. Supplements. Yeah.
You bought the supplements?
I got the supplements very expensively.
Oh my God.
I think I met a doctor from Kenya. Yeah, my money was small, but I exhausted.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, everything. I took a loan. Yes, I also took a loan. Yeah, to treat my boy. This is my first one.
Did you buy camel milk?
No.
How did you miss that? That is me about camel milk.
I've even forgotten their names. But
inulin. There were those funny things.
Fish
oil. Stem cells. Remember the powder one?
But the stem cell people still up to now, I still want to give it a try.
Really?
I gave it a try and I want to go back.
Me, I tried that one. Remember that time when people were talking about it?
Yeah. So people, when you hear, when you watch YouTube videos and you see these parents have done this,
fake reviews,
you run for that. So that is where money has been going.
Have you stopped or you still buying?
Currently, my child is not on any supplement because I have become broke. But
not broke. But sometimes you realize it doesn't make much. Me, in my experience, of course, me, I was both sides. I was on the UK groups. I was in the Ugandan ones. But you always want to believe you're home. So in Uganda, I've seen the difference. Ugandans, we emphasize diets, we emphasize supplements, every kind of thing we try. In the UK, it's complete opposite. Therapy. People focus on therapy. And the good thing, every child at least is entitled to speech therapists and occupational therapists. Most of the time in schools.
I wish that.
So every time I would go, that time I was crazy about supplements and diets. Every time I would get a chance, and I had all the chance to meet all the professionals, top professionals, because they give you that chance. If you're not happy, you can ask for more, for higher. So I made it a point. Whether I met a therapist, whether I met a pediatrician, whether I met a psychologist, I always asked them about diet. I would say, do you think diet can make any difference? And they would just look at me like in a funny way. They would say, what do you mean diet? Like, they were shocked. Like, what are you talking about diet? They would say, those are internet things. Why are you following internet things? If the kid's doctor doesn't tell you that, why are you doing that? But still, I would want to try, but being alone with the kids, I wouldn't manage. Supplements, I would ask them. I even go with some names on my phone. Do you think this would help? And they would ask me, do you even know what's in this supplement? Yeah. Do you know how your child can react to this? Who gave you this one? Where are you getting them from? Yeah? And most of them are coming from outside the country. Every parent I met, I asked them, are you using supplements? Are you on diet? No one. Not even a single soul.
That is in UK.
That's in UK. And I made it a point when my kids went into a special school, I would ask parents, what are you using? And people were shocked. They would just be looking at me in a funny way. But every time they would give me testimonies and say, my child came here without talking. But now look at them. That one helped me because I was feeling guilty that I couldn't give them supplements because I couldn't handle, how they are not.
When you have also, you had your belief of supplements. So you felt there was something.
I felt like I was missing out. Maybe my kids would be different if they were on supplements. Maybe if they were strictly on diet, they would be different. Maybe they are reacting like this because, once you tune your head into diet and supplement, you already think whatever is happening is because you didn't do enough. Exactly. I don't know if you've gone through that as well. I
have done that in that when I hear this parent is doing this one, I get guilty. But again, there's a time somebody asked me the same question. You were asked, what are you giving the child? Do you know what is inside that? Supposing you're treating autism and you trigger off something else like cancer because of your supplement.
Because you're looking for cure.
So I got so concerned, and then I have friends who held hands. My matron, her husband is a special needs teacher in an international school here in Uganda. These are the people who came and advocated, and they're like, your son needs therapy.
And love and support.
Yes. They need therapy. And in fact, they kept telling me, please get him therapy. So finally, we agreed. And I can proudly say Tyler's been on therapy for 1 year. Yeah, we are. It's not an immediate effect.
It takes
but again, we're seeing a lot of progress.
And I can testify to that. I've been seeing you posting on our champion's mom.
He's writing.
And I'm so amazed by the progress.
Some numbers. I think he writes from 0 to 7, and now these are things are normal.
Parents
with
think like,
with the normal children will say like, what is that? But to us,
just to write even alone.
This is something really special. This is a child who you thought he has a weak grip. Then he's writing his ABCs, I think F to F. I'm really grateful to all the therapists who have stood by our side. Alan and David, thank you so much.
That's wonderful.
So like whoever came to me in my dark moment with light, like thank you so much, my friends.
You're so lucky.
Actually,
you're among the fewest people that I've had saying you have your husband on your side, you have your family, immediate family, like your father, your mother, and then you have even friends who are supporting you. I think you've seen what people are sharing in our groups.
My friends really came out for me, and because I'd really sunk in depression. But I remember the first time my matron reached out to me. She's like, "Hey, you're lost. You come, let's go out."
That's what you need.
And I was like, okay, let me come. And she had been inviting me, and I'd been giving my excuses. My life was work, home, church. Work, home, church. And again, you know what is funny? When I go home, I would go to quarrel. No. Stop it! Put down. So I was really
drowning in
so now that time when I gave in and I went to finally meet my friends out, I got fresh air and I'm like, you mean life used to be like this?
You mean the world is still going?
And that is what is funny. When you sink in depression, my dear, the world will move forward.
They will move forward. You can even die, and then people will eat and go and forget
we will come and cry at your funeral
and smile as well and eat.
At the end of the day, you've died, and we will close the topic and we will go on. So when my friends came through for me and actually had fun. The vibrant, jolly wife, my husband had disappeared. She came back. Like, my husband started saying, happy me again. And he's like, actually,
you're back.
She's back. She's happy.
That was wonderful.
Then I started seeing the beauty in my child.
In life and in your child.
Like I'm not seeing only his downside. Because that boy would cry and I would sink in depression. So
really challenging.
I started looking for ways to be a good mom, ways to help him, ways to step back to be a good wife.
And a mother again to this wonderful boy. Wow. It's quite a journey.
It's quite a journey.
Like after you picked yourself, that was before he started school.
He was already at school.
He was already at school.
Because me partly, I took him to school early at 2 point. I think it was 2.5 years. Because I wanted him to talk. So I thought when I expose him,
that was a good move.
He will talk. So when I took him to that school, he was received. The teachers there loved him so much. My child is blessed. He has always met people who love him.
Is he calm? Is he the hyper kind of?
He's calm. But when you trigger him off, he will give you. That is.
You get frustrated.
He will. He will not confront you first, but when you confront him first, he will retaliate, and his is now. But autistic children.
When they lose it,
but
when they have a meltdown.
His journey as generally we have been
in school.
Schools, all the schools he has gone through, they've welcomed and they've loved him. We had a daycare in the neighborhood, taught sport and the staff. We thank them wherever they are. They loved Tyler so much. There's another school at Kamuli Road, Apex. We thank them also so much. Their administration
that accept our kids.
And these are all normal schools, not
mainstream.
Special needs school. They're mainstream schools, but they accept my children and my child and tell the rest of the school when you meet him, help him. And
Yes,
they've
so
been
lucky.
supportive.
We're still glad that you're still watching Diverse Minds Uganda with me, Jennifer MUJUMBI. And now let's continue with our conversation. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and follow us on our social media handles. And please drop us some comments about this program. Okay, now we're talking about the school. I just want to be honest with you. For me, the school journey was the most difficult for me because it's the one which set me into depression. Because every few minutes they would call me and say, your child have thrown a book at another person, now one of them has beaten another kid. Like, I was always on Bunkenke, like, to this point, every time I get a call from the school, I just panic. And I know many parents who are like that in the UK. Because every little thing, they would document, they would complain about, they sent the kids in suspension, they were threatening to expel them schools completely. So for me, the most horrible time was when the nursery was okay, but when they started like primary school here, they were in the mainstream. That was the most depressing time for me. That's the most I had fought. So for you, I'm so glad you had started telling us about the schools.
Okay. So what I can talk about, because you've talked about fears, the school wasn't my only fear. So, yeah, I mentioned, I took Tyler early to school by 2.5. I took him because I wanted him to talk. I thought exposure would help him to start talking. Yeah, much as he didn't learn how to talk, he learned other things. He became potty trained.
Oh, that was
these teachers got ways of communicating with him, and they told me, actually, when you tell him this, he says food, like when he wants food, they made him start singing.
Wow.
Then when he goes for a long call, they also made him get a way of singing it to clean him. Yeah, so to me, I want to also take this opportunity to use this platform to extend my appreciation to whoever held my hands and walked with me in this journey. The first school to admit Tyler, that was a third spot in Voyogere. They held my hands and they admitted this boy. They're like, he'll be okay.
Wow.
And there are people who set a foundation first in his life and started showing me can actually communicate, counting. So I really appreciate you people wherever you are. Then I want to also extend my appreciation to Apex. It's on Kamuli Road. These people also held my hands. They took up my child, much as he's a special needs boy. And they didn't stop there. They were parents to him.
Wow.
They actually communicated, I think, to all the school members. When you get Tyler, be it you're in a lower class or in a higher class, help him where he needs help. Currently, he's at Brighton. They have also really helped him, and they are holding his hands.
Wow.
They're continuing to support him. Yeah, my fears, like I told you, weren't only in school, hospitals. My child has phobia.
Even now for me.
Yes, for hospitals. Yeah, but there are angels in human form that they see your pain and they see your fears. So I really want to extend my appreciation to AAR Boyogerere. Thank you for holding my hands. These people, I would reach the hospital and they know Jeremiah has reached.
Wow.
Yes, because my baby would reach and there's blocking his ears. You know those sensory noise they make. Like he's scared. He knows it's time for injections. How much you've taken him for cough and flu.
Still overwhelmed.
We used not to make a line. They would say, "Maybe Jeremiah, come."
Hey, now I remember talking about that.
Yes.
I remember that group. Surprisingly, one of the ladies, she also had a special needs eventually.
Yes.
After
one of the nurses, and she was among the nurses
Can
that
you
were really
imagine?
used
Nurses
to
like
sympathize
that,
with me.
Vana, we thank you so much.
Yeah, so these people used to hold my hands and they used to try to comfort him. But now to him, whoever is in that white gown of the doctors is the person who would want to pierce him. So we used not to make lines. These people would help us so fast. Yeah, so currently there's another clinic within the community. I think Doctor's Chambers. Thank you also so much. These people also.
Now I know where to take my
Yes,
kids when I'm here.
they hold my hands and they make me like feel having a special needs child is not the end of the world.
Yeah, it takes the
Now,
whole village.
we have people who understand you and are willing to
support
work with you. Yeah, then my neighbors, where I stay, the community generally.
But I'm thinking you've got the whole country behind you.
You know, like also you see, being
what
friendly.
Are you doing right that we are not doing?
No, like me, number one, I will tell you about my child in a friendly way.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah,
because I was about to ask you. How do they because when you open up and people know what they're dealing with, they're going to get the support. But most of us, we hide. We go to St. Luke in Tinda. We have a specific seat where we sit. Wow. I have not received stigma. Like we sit in church because these are things I'd isolated myself from going to church because I would fear. But again, I'm like, for how long am I going to cage this boy? The more you hide him, the more he's going to become wild. Worse, yeah. Now, when the days where we have special events, birthdays, what I don't want to sit home, maybe want to go and sit at Cafe Java's. I tell them, get me a corner where I can sit. It's good to be up front. And my boy enjoys going out. And so when you sit with him, because I know there are days where he will not behave and shout, but again, it's not so bad. And they are one-offs. So, but to me, I realize the more I take him out, the better they get. He starts getting used. It's like, we once here, we eat here, so we're not supposed to do this. Yeah, he used to have phobia for the elevator. That is like one of my boys. He has outgrown it. I used to take him because at the end of the world, technology is coming every day. So these are things. They have to be exposed. If you don't teach him, he's going to struggle tomorrow. Because I don't know for how long I'm here with him. But at least in my stay here, I need to play my part as a mommy. His advocate, his voice, and expose him. His defense. And expose him. His teacher, his best friend. Then maybe now he has phobia for the escalators. That is what. Now my boy is opposite. I know. He has lifts. Loves escalators. No. Mine will reach, but now we are reaching somewhere. We reach the escalator. We look at it, then he will walk back. But at least those days he used not to even approach it. But nowadays he will look at it and walk back. And that's how they teach us, like how you can. Because one of my boys, the school he goes to, they use ABA. So that's how they are teaching us how to introduce certain things to the kids. First of all, you first take them. If they touch it, or they can just keep looking. Next time, maybe you take another step, slowly introduce this one. Before you know it, they get used. But they say it's a bad thing for you to just wake up one day and force them into the elevator because it traumatizes them. So I think sometimes God, I don't know, gives parents knowledge. Like the way you're doing it, you're not a professional, but when you narrate it, I see the professionalism in you. And that you've perfected your game, basically. I stopped getting embarrassed. For how long am I going to get embarrassed and hide him? And even apologize. I even apologize to him. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I used to maybe isolate you and hide you. But I think if I don't let the world know about you and that's unfair. The struggles you're going through, I'm doing you a disservice. So I made it a point, if I get an opportunity, though as a working mom, it's not easy. It's not easy, but you're trying your best. There are times you want to. And he's going to school also. At times you just want to sleep over the weekend. You feel, the children have not rested. I think we got another spot where he has been welcomed. There's a small hangout around home. Time out. There are times I take him with his brother for football, and he really likes it. He's a social person. He likes to get out, not be kept. So there are those small challenges. Maybe for him, the noise. Does he struggle? No, he's not. He doesn't really struggle with noise. But there are people who maybe will expect him to do something and they will yell at him. Yes, because he doesn't look. So you disabled, you know?
Now, that will trigger. He might cry the whole afternoon. So for us, that is that is a setback to us. You will find him is having fun
and then someone blows it.
But I wouldn't also blame them. These people didn't know, so maybe they're like, how can an 8-year-old be doing this?
That's the expectation. You see, like, these kids are always looking healthy, very beautiful, and
he doesn't
handsome, and there's no way someone will just guess. And most of the time, you see people giving you an eye, or you hear people saying, "So wange I wouldn't allow my kid to behave like this." How old is he? Me, I use that opportunity to teach them about autism. I think what I'm taking from this experience so far, you have to be intentional. You have to be open, because most of the time we expect people to, they've never, just like us, we didn't know about autism before we came across it like head on. So you expect people to work magic and know that your child has this challenge, can't deal with this, can't deal. But when you are open and tell people around you, it is us to educate them. If you don't educate them, our children are going to keep being pushed around because very many people are not aware about autism. And again, another funny thing with autism, it comes in different... how people present it different ways. So somebody may say, that one doesn't have autism because I saw an autistic child, they were drowning. They were doing... But they now... think about the worst situation. Now, for me, you will get mine, very smart in his shoes, his trousers, but he likes sand. He is busy touching sand and maybe putting there, picking stones, and you'll be like, what are you doing? No, in fact, they'll go to him and like, stop putting stones there. Then this boy will react by blocking his ears. And that is where, and such people don't normally get on my nerves. The first time, now when I reach out and I tell him, actually, my son is autistic. And I go, oh, sorry. And you show concern. But maybe this one, who knows, he's autistic and you insist on poking him. That is the one who normally triggers me off. Because what they normally teach us is, it doesn't, if something doesn't hurt any other person, if it doesn't hurt the child, and if it doesn't stop them, like for example, learning as in education, there's no point of stopping it. For example, they say if they, they like sameness of things, they can be, maybe I'll give you an example. One of my sons, they like eating the same ice cream. It has to be vanilla. Then the father sometimes would want to change it. And I'd ask him, you're not the one eating it. Why are you bothering? And then he would change it and get him chocolate, and then he would cry the whole day. It triggers everything, and the whole day is ruined. If it doesn't hurt anyone, why are we bothered? If he wants to wear the same shirt every day, if it's not going to hurt anyone or him, why should we care? Now, actually, my son has an appetite. The boy can eat. That is maybe something I'm looking to address. And it always goes opposite. Some are very... Some don't eat. Those are mine. Then some overeat. Now mine is on the side of eating. In that, some doctors telling me he doesn't have that. To tell him that I'm satisfied. The brain will keep telling him, eat. So maybe what we are fighting, now I'm fearing I might enter into obesity. Because it's possible. There are many people I tell my son is 8 years and they're like, no, he looks 10, 11, because he's a huge boy and he's tall. So we're looking at addressing that. So if there is anyone out there who can help me out in that direction, I'll be grateful. If I go back, I'll just look for... I've been so blessed, like you were saying, that with the teachers. Like the school one of my kids go to, I've never seen people who are so kind. Like those, one of my kids' school teacher and the therapist. Anytime you call them, anytime you want information, they will just go an extra mile. Even if I say now I have a friend who has this issue, how can I go about it? They will give you, if it means maybe sparing time sometimes and talking to them, they will do that. There's some exceptional, wonderful people out there. Maybe I should go there and ask them. Yes, I'll be grateful. And see. But that time, normally we do some courses. I remember there was a parent going through the same thing. And we were just looking at them and thinking, I wish my kid could eat as much. Because for me, it's like, I wish my kid can eat something different every day. Can try. You feel like they're missing out, or but then there are these ones also who are struggling with controlling.
Mine eats anything. As long as it is presented to him in food form, he will eat. And he will eat his food in 3 minutes. It's done.
There's also that thing of
very fast.
Yeah, that one I've
you will be surprised. For you, just putting 2 spoons and you're like, what? You're done.
Yeah, that's rapid eating. They always do that. Some even put the food in the mouth and hold it.
And no, this one swallows. Yeah, but again, in that he has manners. He was taught. Thank you for cooking. He mentioned it. He prays before his meals.
Oh, how beautiful.
He has challenges, but now he's potty trained. He can clean himself.
That's when you can repeat it actually. For people who are out there, by the way, my biggest nightmare was potty training. My God, remember me, I had 2 kids. First kids, I didn't know what to do. I remember at even some point, I was offering money for people to come and help me train. Because you have 2 kids, same age, you have to train them. And this is one thing I never thought would happen. Because every time they would be training us, I even went for a course for potty training. Can you imagine?
Now for me, the schools helped me out there. Because I thought he was taught a song when he finishes to use the potty, you would hear him say, clean, bam, 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 bam.
Yes.
So there you will not realize it through, so he needs to be helped. Then eventually he was taught how to clean himself. So we started monitoring him.
So you didn't have to do it yourself?
No, we did. Then
so you continued. When he went to school, they continued.
When he cleans himself, then we would also repeat. But now again, we're like, you have to let him do this because now he's at school. He will have to learn this. Then again, I tell my house helps and all the support system I have at home, let him learn. Teach him like teach him like we bought a flask where I tell them maybe put cool water. Teach him to serve himself. He will not be here. Teach him how to shower. He showers himself.
Now I was going to ask you one thing, like, when your kid is not hitting the milestones, and then you see, for example, you talked about the cousins. You see the kids are hitting the milestones, they are feeding themselves, they're using the toilets. Me, I'll give you an example when they were in nursery. I'll take them, they will be just running, climbing on the tables, doing all crazy things, maybe pulling their pants off, you get? And everyone's just looking at you like a mad person. And then you see this little girl who's like 1 year or maybe below them coming, they say, bye mommy, put their things in their locker, walk straight, and then after school they'll bring their work. You know our kids have this problem, like there's what they call shared attention. Shared attention, like if the kid does something nice, they'll be excited to come and show their parents. I don't know if your son had that. He could show you his work?
No, that is what the second one
now
is doing.
I see all that. And I said, God, what did I do? What did I do? I can't have this. It would hit me, and I know I really have a serious thing ahead of me. I'd be going home, I would see kids, kids riding their bicycles or on scooters, and the parent is just walking behind and cheating. Mine, you just mine would be
you
just
have
like
to chase them.
You go in the park, parents are just talking to each other, having
a bodyguard to your child.
You're just looking, now is going to pull someone's bicycle from them, or maybe they're going to do that. Have you experienced that, and have you stopped comparing and said, if my child didn't have this condition?
We have expectations for our children to be okay and not go through this journey they are going through. I have met things, I have seen where cousins are presenting works to their parent, and that is something that hurts me until today. When I go to pick my child's report from school, oh my God, I normally say, God, this is the school's report. I will believe in your report. Like, it is so depressing. Actually, there's a day we went to school with the daddy. I think it was a class day. And my child had nothing to present. Yeah? Now, the teacher, I couldn't blame her.
No, but me, I would.
Okay,
there's something you can really figure out.
She's not a special needs teacher, number one. You don't have to be
a human
because with the therapist, he actually has work to show me. But now when we went for this child's class day,
at least the squibbling.
My baby, my child had nothing to show us. That thing broke us.
Yeah, it does.
My husband is like,
why are we here?
Yeah, we are paying school fees for nothing. You're actually just watching over this boy. Like, are you doing anything? Like, do you try to train him? So, even this time when I went to pick reports, much as I found the scribblings, I mean, like, in normal senses, he's 8 years. I think he's supposed to be in P2, P3.
I don't know.
Yes, something. Yeah, so like I look at that and it breaks me. Like I get frustrated. I'm like, oh God, just let him write. Let him be able to one day write a sentence, express himself. Let him be able to read. Let him talk. I will not put him in the Ugandan curriculum. I will at least I want to make sure I can read, write, and talk. And we see where to go from there, because I was so broken. Now when you go to the young brother's class, yes, at least
it's compensated. At least you have something.
Yeah, like you're like okay, but the other side,
just come back when you're broken.
Yeah, you'd be like, when will this end? When will I stop getting such
the walk of shame
reports?
The walk of shame.
Exactly. And I have said things of like feeding my child. Now that he likes food, he actually mastered how to hold a fork and spoon.
That's very nice.
Yeah, very well. He feeds himself very well. So in the direction of feeding, I didn't get a lot of challenges. Yeah, because he likes food, so I had to figure it out, how to eat, how to.
That is that one you didn't struggle with.
But that one for the reports, maybe taking off the trouser.
They will just stand there and even suss on themselves.
No, now mine. I think that is a challenge we are still facing up to today. Though now when we are in church, he knows where the toilets are. He will run to the toilet and he will pee and come back. But there are times they are playing outside and
they say sometimes they get so excited that
he will just he will not run back inside. He will just go somewhere in the compound, remove his pale.
That's the way.
And he will susu. Yeah, so
I see the father gets about like you go in a park and they are playing. I don't know
the fathers.
One of the boys got it from. You'd be there and stand and susu down.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see too confused.
Even my husband, even a father today gets embarrassed. But I'm like,
me, I don't care.
This is our son. This we are supposed to help him. Not only help him, we're supposed to help people out there understand him.
Yeah.
If you do those two things, you're helping yourself. Yes. At the end of the day, you're helping yourself. But I'm grateful to God. He has outgrown sensory issues. There are things that people take. Cutting off nails. We used to fight.
Cutting the hair.
Cutting the hair. Nowadays, we can actually sit in the salon and cut off hair. I remember there's a day that's how I became friends with my community people. We took him to salon and the boy shouted like everybody had to run to come and see what is going on. Like some come with judgmental eyes.
We have had those ones.
Some come with supportive eyes.
Some people laugh.
Some are laughing.
Yeah, they're just laughing.
The ones who came with the supportive.
Some are giving you dirty eyes.
The ones who came with the supportive good eyes. Up to today, we are friends. They keep assuring me your son is going to be okay. In fact, for me, the times I be complaining and I'm like, have you realized something? Your boy is no longer doing this. And I'm like, by the way, yes. Have you realized something? The boy has outgrown this. He used to do this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. This time, like, he no longer eats clothes. I remember then I'm like, oh yeah, we used to eat clothes.
Hey,
he no longer eats.
It has those sensory.
Yeah, he no longer eats clothes. And at that one, somebody pointed it for me.
You were not seeing it.
No, me that things like he outgrows, and me I'm always complaining. He's singing. Then people are going to say, but he's no longer doing this. Then I've realized he's doing better. Like he is improving.
And he can ride a bicycle now.
Not very well, but he's trying to ride a bicycle.
What they are dealing with, they are able to discover that these kids maybe have autism. Even the teachers, can you imagine? The teachers some of them have no clue of these neuro disorders and things like that. But if we keep talking and then promote that sunflower thing, actually next time maybe I'll bring it to the program. Okay. Like those sunflower, in UK, as soon as you're wearing that one, people can spot you. They will know you have a hidden disability, you need support. If you're at the airport, you just make sure you check in first. So those are things we need to introduce them to hospitals. We need to introduce them to places where we frequent, like especially
restaurants,
restaurants. Yes, yeah, even in schools, so that other kids know how to treat our children. So it's so weird. Like the stories of autistic parents are always the same. The shame in schools. But I was going to say, have you considered going into special schools?
No,
because my savior came from the special school. So when we moved from the mainstream, where we are aliens, when we went into special schools, I met kids who were like mine. Things which were abnormal became normal. We laughed about them. I remember one time my husband went for the sports day, and my son was struggling to do even the smallest things. He came back crushed. But now the school where he is, it's like an inclusive school. They call them additional resources. So sometimes the things they can't do, they put them alone because of the sensors to protect them from getting overstimulated or overwhelmed, or where they're not at the same pace with other kids. So basically they're trying to integrate them into the normal classes. So when I went there, like when they have sports, there are other kids like him. Sometimes he will not reach the finish line. Maybe he'll go back, but
at least he has done something.
But it doesn't shock me. You don't feel like embarrassed because there are other people like him. So I think we need to do more of like inclusive schools, like where your child is not there alone, and it has helped them to make friends, to have kids who are like them, who have the same interests. I don't know if you thought about special school.
Okay, like now I have not given special needs schools attention, not in bad faith, but even the therapy I'm with, I have a therapist who visits him at school 3 times a week. Those are 3 days. When he gets holidays, this therapist comes home 3 days a week. Yeah, all of them tell me, you leave him in mainstream, because that alone is therapy. He like and like you see, your boy looks like he's responding, like he looks like he's learning. So when you take him to a special needs school, I've been there, and there are children who are really off again. The children who draw, the children who help themselves where they are. So like we are afraid the boy might adopt. He might think it's okay to sit on my chair and pee on myself. But actually in these schools, these kids come and ask for permission. Please, teacher, can I go for a short call? Of which you find the boy is doing. When a teacher gets in, maybe there's a way of welcoming a teacher. You're welcome, teacher. So you will find the boys. So the times where when he sees you entering home, you're welcome, mommy. Because
that's very nice,
he knows when a teacher enters, this is what. So they told me mainstream will be better. Now you've talked about the UK, maybe your facilities are better.
That's what I was about to say. Because
and
here
the way you see, like you grade these children, like this one is on. Now for us, when they say special needs,
everyone goes.
Yeah, so
Because like what they do in UK, they are schools, different schools. There are those ones who are very severe. Maybe they even have physical disability. Those ones have their schools, and like they have a certain way of teaching them. Then there are these ones who are like moderate. Like maybe they are verbal, but they're maybe not up to standard, or they think they can do academics to a certain level. Then they are high function. High functioning, most of the time you find them in mainstream. Maybe if they have sensory processing difficulties, that's what they can take them into special schools. I think that's where we are failing. We are still, I know the whole thing is still evolving, and I think maybe things are going to get better. So if you can find, imagine if you found a school where he fits, like kids like him, you will see the difference.
Yeah, definitely.
You would see much difference, because like where my boys are, some of them talk,
some don't,
but they struggle with academics. Some of them are superb with academics, but like my boys are good with academics, writing, reading, things like that. But maybe social side, or even talk, like communication is still for following instructions, focus and concentration. So, but somehow it really helps to find them. Now I can understand why people here are hesitant to go to special schools.
Yes.
Yeah. So now, like, we've talked too much. There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
And I can see you're already getting tired.
I
So I
know,
was going to
it's
ask you, like, where do you see our country going as in special needs? Where are we heading? Do you think we can do better? And if we are to do better, how can we improve?
Okay. First of all, the fact that we are here, yeah, that is already.
They are coming out, and not, someone is not going to throw stones at
promising,
us.
yeah, the fact that we can allow to sit and want to talk about our children to the public, and
without shame.
Yeah, and wanting them to be understood and helped and accepted, that is already promising. Though we would want more support, like we would want more people to come on board. Yeah, like
definitely.
Let's stop hiding these people. There is one thing for sure: they are part of us. They are here. Yeah,
and they count.
Yeah, they count, and we cannot ignore them. We have to embrace them and teach others to embrace them, because even us as parents, it was a shocker. Yeah, it wasn't easy. It's not as if we accepted it. So just imagine somebody who is not working in these people's lives every day. Yeah, we need to be more open and more open to talk about this, to inform people. Yeah, about what is going on, and yeah, I wish the government,
actually the government,
could come up and
support us
and talk about and look at the centers you've talked about.
Improve them.
We talk about therapy for these children. Even as parents,
we need therapy.
Because
we need counseling.
There are days you get really depressed and you just need a breather. Yeah, so you need a shoulder to cry. You need somebody to talk to and hug you. You just need
and tell you that it's going to be okay. Yeah, and give you a testimony
to show you that much as it's hard, we are working with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is my urge out at we can do better.
We can do better, honestly.
Yeah, maybe government can open up. Maybe the ministry can. The ministry can be like when they're drawing budgets. This is something that needs to because autism keeps getting common each day that passes. Like the children that are born with autism are becoming many. I don't know.
People are aware.
I don't know why. I don't know what is happening. But
maybe people are talking more now. People are aware of it.
Yeah, maybe it's something that people used not to talk about. But again,
many people went undiagnosed.
So I think it's something that we need to not to shy away from. We need to focus on and
hit on head. Seriously, head on.
Because given training and good support, these people are mostly scientists. They are brilliant people, but only that we have not gotten the best ways to tap these resources. But if we figure it out, maybe having a delegate to visit these centers in the UK is the way she's talking about, to train and get to know.
Adopt some of the things.
Trainers of
and adopt some of the systems.
And bring them back home. It will be better. Yeah, maybe also to talk about, we can have teachers at least have a course in relation to special needs.
Trainings and workshops,
every teacher, as long as you're going to deal with the human resource, I should say.
Especially early years.
Not only early years, people have disorders, even in workplaces. I think that would cut across even to medical staff. I think if it wasn't so expensive, if somebody can be subjected in a way of handling a special needs person, maybe security personnel, these people who handle security at the gate, all that.
We need to really make a lot of
a lot of advocacy needs to be done, a lot of training. But if we are few and we don't have support,
we are going to make noise until everyone joins us.
Today my request was anybody out there who can support us.
Yes. Please come
on board, support these children, support these parents. People are going through a lot, and I think together we can make this place a better place and a sweeter place. Then, a word to the parents.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that. What do you say to parents who are still there, scared to get a diagnosis? You know, they say whether you get a diagnosis or not, if a child has autism, they have autism. So what message would you give to such a parent?
Yeah, I think it is important to get diagnosed, because you may conclude that a child has autism and yet they're actually delayed. Maybe they have delayed speech, or they have. I've realized a lot of disorders. There's Asperger's, there is ADHD, and all these ones
they present almost the same
autism. So if you get the proper diagnosis, then the proper treatment and the proper therapy,
you know what you're dealing with,
will be given to you. Then again, worrying will not solve anything. Thinking in depression will just
being in denial
will just kill you. You're not solving anything. You're actually doing yourself and your child a disservice. I know it is hard, but acceptance is what worked for me. Okay, up to now,
I was about to ask you, have you reached that point? Remember on the Champion when they were discussing acceptance? Me, I used to get angry and say, like, these women, what are they talking about? Me, I'll try anything, every medicine out here, or whatever. I wanted to try it. That time I didn't want to hear anyone telling me about acceptance. No.
Acceptance presents in different, I embraced my child. I learned to love him the way he is. I started seeing the positives in him. He's a very handsome boy. He loves me so much. He's not deformed.
No, he's not.
He actually does other things. So, I know there are other parents who have maybe children who are like more severe, and you look at me and say, what is she talking about? Acceptance. How do
a disability is a disability.
But again, I'll pose a question to you. What have you solved by sinking in depression and crying?
No,
nothing. You're just hurting yourself. You're killing your youth, and maybe affecting the rest of the family.
Yes.
So it has happened. Pick off from where it is and move forward. Focus on other blessings God has given you. He is a blessing to me. But God gave me another child who is doing what the big brother didn't do, that talking and
well, he's so lucky. I was going to ask you, weren't you after having this child, were you scared of
yes, definitely, because
did you start looking at him, watching every step he was doing?
Oh my God! I analyzed that baby. they normally tell us they don't have eye contact. They don't. So the second born, I would actually snap my finger, and then do this. Then I would sit in this side. I'm like thyroid. I to see whether he will respond. And yeah, at some point, I think because of the fears I had, my second born also had autism. Because
now you
to
just
me,
your fears start projecting them on your child.
my car. Now God,
now
but
there's no eye contact.
Now how much the child is just being.
I just see I can see myself doing that if I had another child. I swear.
But our children are blessings from God. Yeah.
And about all these myths, like you hear about autism. Like some people say because the child, you had a difficult pregnancy, you didn't breastfeed your child, you had a bad labor. You know, me, I don't understand because I didn't go through all those things and yet the kids turned out to be.
Okay. Yes, I had a very hard pregnancy. I was really in and out of hospital. One of the myths that I was told, autism is related to a lot of painkillers in pregnancy. That is one of the myths I was told of. Then, of course, the labor wasn't easy. I think I labored from 11 p.m. in the night, and by 8 a.m. in the morning, when I was 10 centimeters dilated, they discovered my child was actually breached. Yeah, so every attempt I would push him,
it was useless.
He was knocking. In fact, he has a dent here. When you pay a close look to him, he has a dent here. Yeah, so at the last moment, they're like, you're going for theater, emergency. So we were rushed to theater. But I remember I kept asking, because me, I thought I wouldn't even carry him. I asked the doctor, is my baby still alive? Because the midwives were there. They're like, you know that gadget that monitors the heartbeat? So the midwives kept saying, the kid is tired. Are you hearing his heartbeat? Now I panicked. So at some point, because I was also now paying attention to the baby's heartbeat, they removed
the
gadget. I stopped following. Then I think there were a lot of medics in the theater. I kept asking my guy, is my baby alive? So I remember the page telling me, Fiona, I am here because your baby is alive. If your baby was dead, why should I be here? I'm here to receive him. Yeah, so when finally they pulled him out, he had a swollen head. You know that all pushing him, and he kept knocking his head, I think on the pelvic bone. Yeah, so he came out, the head was so swollen. He had a dent here. I asked them, you guys, is my baby going to be normal? The head is going to. So the times where I'm like,
I was going to ask you that. Do you still think that could have caused it?
Yeah, partly. I'd be like, maybe this is what caused my child to be autistic. But last year, because I really wanted to get down to the bottom of everything, I'm like, did my baby suffer brain damage and all that? We took him to Ruby's hospital and we did MRI scan. My child's brain is
completely fine.
Normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the results are perfect. Like so I kept asking.
So now you got your answer.
What is wrong? What happened? So like there's a lot of theory
and parents will blame ourselves. You always ask.
Yeah, there's a time the father was like, I wish she had not attempted to push this boy. I wish we had just gone for C-section.
You always look for an excuse.
Yeah, but again, you know, like a first-time mom, we all want to push. Yeah. So,
except for me now. I was not looking forward to that. Because I had to, I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, so I tried to push. Everything was successful until we were pronounced breached. Yeah, so that is what happened. But
we always want to blame something. For me, I would tell you one funny thing that I always think about. because I had twins, I went through a lot of scans. Then when I was about to give birth, I traveled. And I was heavily pregnant. I didn't want them to stop me. You know, sometimes they say if you're heavily pregnant, you can't get on a plane. Yeah. So I went through the scans. You know, those airport things. So in my head, sometimes I sit there and think, is it because of the scans? But I think that's silly, yeah? I think that's silly. So every parent, you always want to sit back and have something to blame.
Yeah.
But I think
others
God
have
gives...
associated it with witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
They've done this. So of course, there are all those things.
Then something like that. But I think parents, we should not blame ourselves. Just embrace our children and just, that's what God gave us. Work with what we have. Fiona, it's been so nice having you on the show. I'm so glad you made an effort to come. I'm so glad you are on the boat with us, you know, to stop the stigma, to raise awareness. I'm really grateful for the support and all the champion moms, you know, like for the little we've shared, for the celebrations that we've had. I hope most of you can come up also and join the struggle physically. I know some people are still struggling to come out, but you know, I salute you for coming out and making that effort. Thanks everyone for watching, and hope to see you next time. Please don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for now. Goodbye.